Be not afraid, be not afraid.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming back to another episode of the Arizona Adaptive Water Sports Podcast. I'm your host, I'm Ryan Paul Johnson. I'm one of the board members for Arizona Adaptive Water Sports. I'm also a participant. I broke my neck in a spinal cord injury, and it was through my participation with Arizona Adaptive Water Sports and just a day of playing and water skiing that really opened my mind to all the possibilities life has for you after disability. So that's why I got involved. I love, I just want to see young people's lives changed by their ability to play. But today I'm very excited to have one of our other board members on the podcast with us. Today's guest is Brent Wood, and he is one of our board members. And we're going to have Brent tell you his story and how he got involved with the organization. So, Brent, thanks for being on the podcast today, man. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Ryan. And, I was looking when you were sending me the emails the other day, I was looking at your initials, RPG.
RPJ, right now.
RPJ.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't know how to spell. So,
yeah.
Anyways,
I'm a rocket propelled jerk.
I was like, wait, it is RPG. Yeah. So sorry about that. But no, probably about 20 years ago. We'd always gone out, taking our kids out to Bartlett Lake, and just loved being around the water, and taught all the kids to wakeboard, and surfing and jumping and flipping and all that stuff. But about 20 years ago, saw a TV spiff on what Barrows had been doing out there, and Joe and the whole entire group had started the Adaptive Water Ski Day. And after I watched this interview, one of my clients was St. Joe's, so I basically went to them and reached out to find out how I could get more involved. And since that time, it's obviously adapted or transformed into Arizona Adaptive Water Sports, and continue to grow from there. But 20 years ago, I was just a helper on the dock, and I wanted to get more and more involved. So I kept poking Joe on the side, going, "What can I do? What can I do?" And we was very involved in did lifting and water intake and putting up banners or whatever it might be. But every year I wanted to get more and more involved. So we moved away from 2006 to 2009, my wife and I and the family. And when we came back, immediately got back involved. And during that time, I watched it, and it was one big, huge production for 3 days. And I kept, again, poking Joe on the side, going, "Joe, we can do more. We can do more." And what transpired, I said, "We can put this on," because she was telling me how expensive it was with the San Diego crew to bring them over, to house them, to feed them, and so forth. So I kept on saying, "I've been driving a boat for forever, so I'm sure we can get the training." So eventually we did, and then we opened it up to multiple days and multiple events during the summer, because some people can't come. They've got work, or they're on vacation, or whatever it might be. So that's the thing that I.
Let me ask. So for when the event first started, you were paying, or St. Joe's was paying San Diego, people from San Diego, to come to Arizona and host the whole event. Is that right?
Yeah, you're correct. So they had boat drivers, they had technicians, and these people. I've never been to the San Diego facility, but I guess they do this all summer long. So okay. I haven't experienced it. Joe add a little bit more, but what I wanted to do is not cut them out, but basically say, how can we do more? So the expensive for hotel rooms, food, room and board, and so forth. So we kind of took that money that we had, and once we kind of morphed over and got our certification to become drivers, whether you're driving a boat, jet ski, all of that, then that saved us some money. Well, didn't really save us money, but we spread it out amongst three different events during the summer. So, kind of did. And again, I keep poking Joe, and a couple years ago, I told her about this new surfing, and she's like, "Gosh, they're so close to the boat." And I'm like, "Well, the boat still moves. If they fall off, they'll slow down. The boat will keep going, and then we come back and pick them up. It's really safe to see people doing it all. So we've now added that along with yourself. You're on my wakeboard team, and
Right.
take
Yeah.
pride in that. And having guys like you, get back up on a wakeboard, or maybe start and from brand new. But it's just great to see you guys push each other. And I know you're working out. I see you on FaceTime all the time. Working out and getting stronger. So you're getting ready for that next pull.
That is really true. Yeah. I've tricked myself into going to the gym regularly because I know in the summer I'm going to be out there wakeboarding. So I'm always getting ready. I'm always getting ready for that.
Yep.
So it's really cool. So this is this is like a story of the whole growth then. You started out smaller, right? And then it was one day and that got too big. And so now, we had St. Joe's. And then we were going, when I first started, it was, a few days in the beginning of summer and then a few days at the end of summer. I feel like those events got overwhelmed.
Yep.
Yeah. And so now this was like the third wave of growth. Now your whole family comes out, right? Do you just have one daughter? Or do you have more? How many kids do you have, Brent, that come out?
So yeah, my wife and I, she is the main driver for skiing and wakeboarding. So she's attended. She's been driving for, I don't know, 5-6 years. And my daughter comes out, and then we have two other children. Well, I call them children, but they're in their 20s. But they have, I think they came out a long time ago, but they haven't been out, and the two boys haven't been out in quite a few years. So we got to put them back to work. But one's in Houston now, so he's got
Okay.
an excuse. And then my older one that's in town right now, he's working up in Vegas, so they're out of towners.
Yeah. Well, so tell me this, Brent. So after all these years, after getting involved, why are you still currently involved with Arizona Adaptive Water Sports? Why have you decided to take on the next responsibility and join the board? What is it that's keeping you here?
Joining the board, I wouldn't say it's a highlight. I think the highlight is, seeing people like yourself want to grow and want to push yourself. And, I think we have probably 8 to 12, stand-up wakeboarders that come out every year, and to see them grow and to, keep working. And I think the biggest thing for me is just, looking at the people, looking at their faces, listen to the smiles, listen to the screams. I mean, I've been, driving the boat, and I'm like, are they okay? People are screaming. And they're like, well, they're screaming because they're so happy.
Yeah.
And that's what just makes my day. I mean, to see the smiles on their faces, and, there's nothing better. And, we're out at the lake all the time, but I don't think I see anything that's more rewarding than a big smile on their face and high five. And, a lot of these are kids, and they're scared out of their wits to get out there, and they get out there and their parents are scared. But, when you see them and they said, I did it, it's just a, I think it's huge. And that's just, I think the most rewarding to see the smiles on their face and know that they accomplished something. And then, they went from being scared by the time they got on the boat, by the time they went and skied and they got that big smile, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Kind of the Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. And they're just loving it. And they won't, they put it on their schedule. They look forward to it every year. That's what I think is just, the best.
Yeah. No, that is true. That's the kids. That's why I want to be there too. It's like I know that there's a kid out there that this can and will make a big difference for them. Just like it did for me. Like I waited 14 years before I finally went out and skied, and I wish I hadn't. So yeah. I wish I would have done it earlier. So I'm here just to tell people, like, you need to do this. This
You're making up for lost time.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, what it is the kids, they come afraid and they leave brave. And it's just like the most amazing thing to see. And it's such a great transformation.
And as far as being on the board, it's the next step. It's, I mean, jumping on a board, and donate your time and effort is great because, at the end, all result is growing this. But the board is work, but it's about giving back, and I think it's a great cause, and we have a great, we have a good time when we do it, and have meetings and stuff like that. But it's not really exciting stuff. It's kind of like just going to work. But the work that we put in, and once we get to day on the lake, is all the reward in the world. So
Yeah.
it's just, I felt a need to jump on the board and help grow this.
Yeah. Well, no, I same. That was, yeah, I just really had a passion for it. I remember when Joe called me and told me about it, like, oh yeah, we started this. And then I was like, well, I really want to get involved. And so she was telling me all these things. And I was like, no, like what's the most involved that I could get? And she's like, oh, you want to join the board? I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, that's exactly.
Right up to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like looking out at the future of the organization, Brent, what are your hopes and dreams for the future? What do you think? Where are we going? What are you hoping that we accomplish?
I mean, there's a lot of things to accomplish. I mean, there's new products that are coming out. 5-6 years ago, who would ever thought that surfing was, the next big thing out on the lake?
Oh yeah.
There's hydrofoil surfing now. So there's new techniques or products that are coming out that I think will offer additional opportunities to the participants. That's for the individual, but then I think the bigger scope of it is how do we grow this, not just here in Phoenix, Arizona, where else can we take it? And there's other cities or states that have people in the same predicament. They don't have these opportunities to get it out and get it to them. Somebody may, whether Joe takes it and grows it, or it's kind of a template, or not a franchise, but basically they can replicate it in another market, and come see us. And I've got a friend who came and saw a day at the lake, and he goes, I've been thinking about this for years. He's a Marine, and he started something very similar to this, a little different format, but called Wake for Warriors. So it's just veterans, and he travels all over. He'll do New York, or he'll do Wisconsin, and so forth. So it's just a neat thing. It's
That's really cool.
Unbelievable idea, and grow it, and share it with other people and let them run with it too. So it's just giving more opportunity to the people and the participants out there.
Yeah, and I think the gift, kind of like San Diego kind of gave us the gift of what they do, and now like as we're figuring it out, because they have such a different like day on the bay, their setup is so different than most places. So I would, that'd be awesome just to see us replicated, to see people come and be like, oh, this is how we can show you how to do it.
You look at the work that goes into it. It's extreme, the amount of coordination and people that come out to help out the event. So
so Brent, just one, as a member, we board member, we get to see kind of the behind the scenes thing. One thing I'm thinking for everybody is, what do you see that the organization could need, or what do we need to grow, or what help could we use from the community, in your opinion? Where someone could write us a check, or change it for us right now, what would you want?
Well, I think that's probably the biggest item, funding, to be able, in order to grow this. We're always needing new skis. I know we bought some new skis; they're not cheap, but we're paying for gas, we're paying for people, and as being on the board member, we don't charge a whole lot for for this event. It's basically cost.
Yeah.
A little bit better financial backing, and get the trailer, get the more skis, and just expand this thing so we can run. If we're doing 60 people in 2 or 3 days, could we do 90 people and have more boats, have more coordination, have more people behind it? Because if we grow it, more people are going to want to come. We don't want to build it up so big that everybody gets a 1-minute ride.
Right. Yeah.
That's no fun because, as we all know, it's what, an hour out to Bartlett and an hour back to take a 10-minute ride. It's not worth it. So funding, I'd say, is number one. Put on your funding hat, right?
Yeah. Well, right. It makes total sense. Yeah. That's what.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Brent, thanks again for just taking the time to talk with me today. It was fun hearing your story. And I appreciate your time out there. It's been great learning to wakeboard with you behind the wheel of the boat. So I think you were the one. Each year you've been the one who's been like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. So it's been fun to get better and stronger and see that. I don't know. I love it. Yeah.
Well, you love it, and that's what I love seeing. You enjoy it, and wanting to push yourself. So that's my reward.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about.
There you have it, episode 2, the Arizona Adaptive Water Sports Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, getting all the way to the end. Oh my gosh, you're my hero. I appreciate you so much. If you want more information on what we do, more information on our organization, please check out our website. It's at azadaptivewatersports.org. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. But if you are interested in participating with us, if you're interested in volunteering, go to our website, fill out a form, and we will get you more information. We'll get in touch with you. So thanks so much for being a part of the Arizona Adaptive Water Sports community. And go out there and have some fun. Find your freedom this week, you guys.
Be not afraid, for love is near, and perfect love drives out all fear. Be not afraid, be not afraid. Be not afraid, for love is near, and perfect love drives out all fear. Be not afraid, be not afraid. As we recall our fallen youth and fumble for our best excuse, let's just face the truth. I ate that fruit, and so did you, my friend. And now the cry of our distress reminds us that we're powerless to take this world that's such a mess and make it new again. Be not afraid, for love is near, and perfect love drives out all fear. Be not afraid, be not afraid. But in our plight we soon forgot the cup of life that mercy bought. Let us not forsake him any longer. For whoever drinks from mercy's store, from that day forth shall thirst no more. Come now in your weakness, be made stronger. And be not afraid, for love is near, and perfect love drives out all fear. Be not afraid, be not afraid. Be not afraid, for love is near, and perfect love drives out all